Brian Blyther will take you on a test drive of the Rivian.
A hot lap in Laguna Beach.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And whoever cries least wins.
Bob Osborne became very, very friendly and supportive, and he features heavily in a new chapter in the book, which is all about Wizard from the sort of early stages. And it's a little bit unique in that I'm asking people to buy a ticket for it, but their ticket money really goes towards their food and drink. We got unlimited alcohol and all that kind of stuff. It's a historical event. History never goes out of date. It's already happened. It's the reason why so many people ride BMX today. So why not, sort of look at it like that, come down and get in the mix. So yeah, basically the letter W2 freestylehistory.com. That's the project website. And the front page now, the homepage, is all about the event. So if you land on that URL, you're going to get all the info you need and the options there to register. So
and again, they got till January 10th.
Dom's
Which
here
I
now.
appreciate.
Gentlemen.
Dom, what's up?
How are we doing? Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, can hear. I can hear you. This is crazy. Yesterday, I was next door at the chiropractor, and I saw my Ring camera, and the dude came in carrying a box, and I was like, "Oh, this is it! This is it!" And then I get done, I run down the hill, and there's nothing but a door tag, and I'm like, "Oh!" So I see, because I'm in this is where I ride, and I can see the road out from there, and there's this big truck, like a huge truck with just a bunch of boxes, no label. So it was a special courier. And the dude walks by, and I peek my head out, and I'm like, "Come here." And I got it. And then Dave goes, "Hey, did you hear about the event that Dom is having?" And I was like, "Could you believe that I just got the thing?" So
the universe.
Tell us about this. What is the event?
Yeah, I mean, the event, typically when I do a project like this, I try to end it with a physical event, right? So usually you call it a book launch, right? Which is what it usually is. A chance to get everyone together, which is not something that is easy, of course, with geography and all that. But yeah, so that was the case with this one. But during the process of putting the book together, Bob Osborne became very, very friendly and supportive, and he features heavily in a new chapter in the book, which is all about Wizard from the sort of early stages. And I just felt like he needed to be there. He is. I just felt like he needed to be, given some recognition for that. And
show us again, Joe. Show us again, Joe. We didn't see it because the camera wasn't on.
We didn't see it, or you didn't see the Terry Adams deco.
Oh,
fantastic.
Okay.
So yeah, just really an opportunity to get people together, but typically trying to make the best use of that time. And of course, like I said, Bob Osborne really for me he's so central and so essential to everything that happens in the whole BMX story, not just BMX freestyle. He wasn't always out in front of it. He's not putting himself on the cover, but decisions he made and the crew of people that he assembled at Wizard were so, had such an impact on it that I'm like, okay, we're going to do an event. Let's do something proper. Let's try and get a decent venue. Let's try and get a bigger group of people together we've ever managed to assemble. These things aren't easy to do, and everyone's getting older, of course, as well. So yeah, that's been my effort really, is to try and get everyone together, try to create this kind of all-time gathering, and have a little bit more than just kicking around with a book in hand and a couple of beers. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is create this gathering and celebrate the story as much as the book.
That's
so
awesome. When is it?
Yeah, 2 weeks. We got little over 2 weeks. How are you feeling now? I mean, I know
What's the
that.
date? What's the date?
So the day of the event is January 17th. It's in Laguna Beach in California. Got a really cool venue, which is owned by Rivian, the electric car company. So it's an old
Hold on
theater
a
that
second.
they,
You have an electric car company sponsoring the event?
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I know, pretty random. I mean, these things are
Wow.
never easy to, trying to find support for projects like this is never particularly easy, but because it's always difficult to give something back, right? It's a book, and books are pretty lean projects. It's not like there's not a lot of tangible things to give back to a sponsor, but Rivian, they just have this pretty interesting philosophy of wanting to sort of partner with different types of projects, different scenes, and they recognize something in BMX, and I didn't really question it too much, I just sort of said thanks and let's do it. so, so
Yeah, how
yeah,
many
That's
BMXers drive
awesome.
electric cars? I don't know how many.
Well, I need a sponsor. I got another project
perfect.
coming. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
those guys are great. They're super nice people, and they they're supporting it in a way that I've never really felt before. The venue is amazing, and their sort of openness to do different things. So I'm running the screen. I've got a trailer I'm showing of like a mini documentary we're putting together with Bob Osborne, that myself and a friend
Really?
Chester. Yeah, we've been filming. My friend Chester, Dave Mavro, and myself have been putting together
Oh, wow.
some really, just sort of getting into the story on the back of the book. And so we're going to show you some of that. I'm gonna make a big fuss of Oz because he deserves it. We're
Yeah.
going to do a few other things too. We're going to celebrate Jeff Watson. Jeff's family are coming, and so all the guys from Moose BMX. And we're also going to run a trailer, I believe, of the much anticipated Back for More in 24 tour
Whoa.
documentary.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you have a trailer of that. That's
Well,
fantastic.
If
I
he
think that's
doesn't, he
in the
better have by the 17th.
yeah. I think that's
He's,
in the process still. That's still in the process.
I asked him the other day, and he's like, definitely by January 20th. I'm like, okay,
Well,
great, great.
Vinny reached
Or
out actually
before.
last week, so I had a chat with Vinny. So
Oh, he's your
he's
agent too now?
yeah, he's now my agent too. He's
he's
on board. He's
everybody's
got.
agent. He's our cousin. He's our cousin Vinny. So,
There you
so
go.
Dom, I really want to get to this because, like, all right, so it's a little over 2 weeks. I know you've been putting in all kinds of work, but really, where are things at? Because I'm always about like, okay, let's make sure we reach out to the community and share like what needs to happen to make this event even more spectacular. Because I can imagine it's probably there's a lot going on for you right now. You got all kinds of things that you're trying to line up.
Yeah, as always, events like this, and I do other events too. So I stage a bike race up in Oregon where I live, and so I know the kind of dynamics of events, and trying to get attention, trying to fight for attention, try to get people to act when there's a date. Still a few weeks out is never easy, but
Wait, I
this
have a
this one
question.
is.
I have a question. Is it same with like other like bike industries, or is it just BMXers that just don't seem to really? It's difficult to get them to actually register ahead of time.
No, it's absolutely the common thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the bike race that I put on in Oregon, most of our
Same.
registration comes a week before, sometimes the day before. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the
Well, you
nature of
need
the
to get
beast.
stuff done, right? You need to have the registrations in. I would imagine because you got to get T-shirts ordered and and the food lined up, all that, right?
Yeah, I mean
Fitted
that's why
hats.
this one's a little bit more difficult because it's a bit more ambitious. So yeah, we've got what I'm trying to do is put something together that is it's a little bit unique in that I'm asking people to buy a ticket for it, but their ticket money really goes towards their food and drink. We got unlimited alcohol and all that kind of stuff, and we're also catering it.
Wait, you
And of
got to
course,
be careful about saying all that kind of stuff. So it's just alcohol, just to be clear, right?
yeah,
You're
beers and food, yeah. So
okay.
we're
Beers and food.
catering,
Okay.
we're putting food on again, just to try and sort of bring a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's that element of it as always, which is how many people we catering for and et cetera, et cetera. But then yeah, there's plenty of other elements. In the afternoon, we're doing a Wizard Publications reunion. So bringing together a deep group of people that worked with Wizard from, you know, from as early as when Oz got started, so mid 70s out to the late 80s.
Oh my gosh.
So that should be a pretty cool gathering. And those people, so we'll be doing that in the afternoon in a different space, but they'll be obviously part of the evening event. And yeah, I mean, it's just an operational thing, really, is trying to bring it all together. I usually do these things on my own. My wife chips in and helps, but what I guess what would be helpful is if people committed sooner rather than later. We're going to close registration on the 10th. So after that, we can't really take any more people. We can't take people on the day either. We got some requirements of the venue and the host that we try to get, you know, a proper registration put together. And it makes it a little bit too chaotic to try and do, you know, tickets on the door in the evening. It usually would require me to come and do that. And of course, there's other things that we want to try and achieve. So yeah, I guess the message is if you want to come and you want to support this thing, it will be a pretty cool gathering. The book will be there, and the book is, you know,
Oh wait, here I'll
pretty
show the book.
heavy.
I'll show the book. It's
Oh yeah, Joe
The
just
book's
got
showing
his,
up.
Dom. Joe, it just showed up, right?
12
I know.
pounds. This was
12 pounds.
yeah.
But bench pressing
Oh.
your own body weight lifting this thing. It's pretty big. Yeah. So
There's no
oh wow.
rubber snakes that are going to pop out of this, right?
Well, you never know.
You
didn't have time.
you didn't prank me, right?
No, I would have done, Joe, if I'd have had a bit more time, but it was tight.
Oh wow. Wow.
I did put some toilet paper in there for you, though, if you can see on the top there.
Just good high quality.
Let's see the shoe. I want to see the shoes. What are those a collab?
These are the Bob
Yeah.
Haro. I think this is the proper way to look at them, is to
Oh,
squeeze them too hard.
so the
So
Bob
that's
Haro.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the photography is photography was shot by Dean Bradley. I think it's 1982 in
Oh, cool.
somewhere in the Midwest. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But
It's a backpack.
yeah, so
A
Bob
backpack?
Morales is on one, Bob
You
Haro on
got
the
a
other.
backpack?
Yeah.
What?
I got t-shirts.
T-shirts and a backpack and a pair of shoes.
Yeah, I ordered the t-shirts a couple years ago.
Joe went
when I
all
was-
in. We love him.
Wow.
Oh,
So Dom, where do people
This is
go?
big.
Just the quickest way is to go to what's the website?
So yeah, basically the letter W to freestylehistory.com. That's the project website. And the front page now, the homepage is all about the event. So if you land on that URL, you're going to get all the info you need and the options there to register. So
And again, they got till January 10th to go there.
January 10th is the
'Cause
full
if they
cutoff. Yeah,
If they show up, you're gonna have to turn them away. So
yeah.
oh, that's
Ultimately, yeah. I'll send someone bigger than me out there to tell them. But yeah, no, again, you know, joking aside, really, it's just a little bit of a unique one in that, you know, we've got pretty finite, small amount of resources to put this on, and those resources are better used inside the venue, and you know, trying to put together the historical piece of it. So we have use of this fantastic AV equipment. You know, we've got the big screen in the venue. We've got the audio. We'll be running footage on it quite a lot, you know, constantly. And we do have some pretty special, nice things to show of Oz. And we'll be bringing Oz up to the stage. And he's also he wants to do some presenting too. So, you know, it'd be very unique and very cool. And it'll be something that we haven't really seen or done in the BMX community. So I'm stoked on it. I'm excited. It's always good to do stuff that moves the needle a little bit and you know, gets the BMX story from the olden days, from the original days, some recognition.
yeah. I was
That's
glad
awesome.
I was glad when you picked the same weekend as One Love. I think that was a good move on your part. I mean, I know I suggested it, like, hey,
Yeah,
if you pick that date, that might work out for you. And then I've reached out to, you know, at least in my small circle of Flatland friends that I knew were going to go there. And, you know, I know we got enrollment and signed up, you know, from some of those Flatlanders. So, you know, just to get an idea, how are we doing? Like what would be, if you had anything, how many more would you like to make this thing really kick off?
How many more people
Yeah,
can
we
you
could.
fit? Can you
Yeah,
Oh my
fit
yeah,
God.
yeah. How many more
physically
people can you fit?
Well,
Yeah.
to be honest,
before the
the
fire
venue
department?
is yeah, the venue's big, right? The venue is big, so we're again, Rivian are pretty solid and flexible, so they're like, yeah, just fill it up, whatever you want to do. So we can take as many as a couple of hundred more people.
Wow.
Um, so
Wow.
far we've got a lot of our contributors are coming, a lot of the wizard guys. Obviously, a lot of the known freestyle riders they've included. We've got people coming from outside of the country, people coming from England, Stefan Prantel from Germany. We've got the whole Moves BMX crew coming in, Jeff Watson's family coming in. So yeah, without looking, I couldn't really reel off too many more names, but I would say pretty confidently we're going to have a really solid gathering of contributors, people from the industry back in the day. There's 131 people in the book now. So, we would expect a high proportion of those people, particularly the guys in the US, to come. So yeah, it's all looking good. I'm stoked on it. I'd love to see more people sign up. And I think, if we get a good gathering there, it'll be a really cool evening and a meaningful event.
So
What do you
you
think,
go to
Joe?
One Love and then also go to this. It's a twofer.
Yeah, it's a twofer.
And and
Yeah, there you go.
you get to see actually, because I don't know if all those guys at your event are going to be at One Love, and so you can see basically everyone in a single weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a massive amount of people. I'm certainly will be pushing people towards One Love as well. We'll be starting to communicate, with people soon and saying, there's something else happening this weekend too. If you want to go to Newport, pretty close by. Laguna and Newport, such cool events, cool areas. Obviously have a lot of relevance in BMX too, Orange County. So yeah, it's all set up to be really good. The fight for attention to get people to, I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there that want to come, and we've got a lot of people registered already. But now is really the time to sort of pull the trigger and jump on board and get yourself signed up. So
I
Awesome.
think we should. I think we should just share it with everybody, Joe, and ask. We need. If we get another 100 people signed up, I think that would really make Dom's day.
Oh my
it'd be pretty
goodness.
epic. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there's got to be 100. There's got to be 100 people who are stoked to get a twofer, especially when you're talking about like, because it's when I went to One Love in 2015. Tim Knoll was there, and he did that documentary. And the document, like, that's how I became 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon, because
Uh,
because Tim's documentary had more views than people saw Quicksilver in the theater. And I did the math with the average ticket price at that time. So I was pretty stoked about that. And so that could happen again. And so the pitch that I would make to all these dudes in Ohio and on the East Coast who are very cold right now is do two things at once and see all the dudes and hear the behind the scenes antics from Bob.
yeah. I mean, I honestly can't see how this gathering of people could come together again, because it's just the book is, for whatever it is, it's a vehicle to get everyone connected, usually just connected through me, right? So that's another reason I like to do events, is because it's like I speak to everyone one on one, but these guys talk about each other all the time, and they're all part of this fantastic history together. So
Mhm.
having a physical event is like, well,
yeah.
why don't we try and put everyone in the same room and just give them that chance to reconnect? So yeah, it's definitely going to be a unique and cool experience. And One Love 2 happening the same weekend is like so fitting, and it was really nice of Dave to tip me off to that. So
I just suggested as a date because you were kicking around another date earlier. I know, then that kind of didn't work out. So I'm like, well, if you're thinking January, this might make sense. And
yeah,
I just want to clarify, there's not going to be any live streaming. Like people, if they're not there at the event, you're not going to be able to get into those, hear those conversations and be a part of that, right? It's not like you're going to
yeah,
stream it live on any social platform, right?
yeah. I mean, we don't really have the plan to do that or any resources to do it. Obviously, we'll have photographer, and we'll probably shoot some video. But you know, I guess the way to think about it is, if you're stood in that room, you're going to look around, you're going to see some people that you wouldn't normally see coming together. Because what we're definitely getting, and I'm very pleased to say, is some really cool high level people, contributors to the book, people that contributed a lot to BMX.
Yeah.
And the reason that it exists today, right? I mean, even on the media side too, we're reaching out to some of those guys. We got the Bloom BMX are coming down to cover it. So we're getting out, getting getting the word out to the sort of modern BMX world as well, to try and get them to come and give us a little bit of love and a bit of presence on their channels. So, it's a historical event. History never goes out of date. It's already happened. It's the reason why so many people ride BMX today. So why not, sort of look at it like that, come down and get in the mix.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's only a couple weeks away, and I think we can get some more people in the door, but we have to emphasize you need to register ahead of time. You can't just show up.
Yeah, I mean,
Register ahead of
that's the
time.
thing.
Register
Yeah.
right now.
Register now.
Yeah, go get it. I sent an email out this morning. There'll be a few more coming out over the next week, just to kind of remind people. But I guess, don't wait, just go for it and come and be a part of it.
Awesome.
Dave, where are you? It looks very nice weather where you are.
I'm at my mom's house in San Diego.
Oh, nice.
Just here for the holidays. I leave on Sunday.
Fantastic. Back up to
It was
Oregon, eh?
the first time that I went anywhere without my bike in years, and I didn't even have any luggage checked in. I just came with a backpack. It was a really weird sensation getting off the plane and walking right past baggage claim. Joe, I didn't have a lot. I didn't have a lot of videos, but I did video one thing about the road to success. So I'll send that to you.
Oh, good.
Because I always video. When I'm in the airport, I always video. Because so Joe has been diligently working on this amazing online course called The Road to Success, and
Okay.
and he's finished it now, right? Joe, is it finished or is it a work in progress?
Well, it's finished and it's
Yeah.
available at bmxroadtosuccess.com, RODE. It was originally
Nice.
written as the Dave Norrie Road to Success home study course that I wrote while Dave was in Europe on the back for more, and we did it full circle. But then Dave was like, "No, Joe, how about not make it me?" I was like, "Okay."
New-centric,
So
like make it more and it's actually I just listened to a lot of it. What I did is I copied the text and I put it and I listened to it, someone reading it to me. Joe, it's great. In your
yeah,
from your
and it's in my
perspective.
voice. It's from my
Yeah,
perspective. Yeah,
your
because
perspective, not your voice.
because Don.
We're losing you, Joe. Joe, don't you have
Yeah,
good
I lost you
internet?
there.
Working with yeah, so working with Dave for the past 5 years on this Factor Freestyle project has been quite a trip, because I was a fanboy of BMX in Ohio growing up. I didn't go to the AFA Masters. We had like locals. We had like a private label Outlaw Freestyle Association contest in Ohio. So I didn't know any of the guys. So hearing all these stories from Dave as we like built the podcast together was really cool. And I got this unique I got what I was I got a perspective that was very unlike what I saw in the magazines.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave's an awesome dude. I remember Dave bringing me some medication. The first book launch I ever did in California was at the Bicycle Source, thanks to Steve Blackie. And I got sick, and I was laying in a hotel somewhere near Disneyland in Anaheim, and I
Yeah,
got
I
a
remember that.
knock on the door, and Dave came in with a bunch of naturopathic medicine for me, which was super good. And I managed to get through a 48-hour period.
I got echinacea, and I had him eating garlic and drinking green tea, like all this crazy stuff. And he was all, okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. But I think ultimately you went to the hospital and you went on antibiotics or something, didn't you?
I ended up getting urgent care and getting a pretty quick boost back up again. But to be honest with you, Dave, I'm much more of a fan of the stuff you bought me these days. So I'm much
Okay.
more into naturopathic stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that was cool.
Did
That's
Dave do
cool.
psychic surgery on you?
He did,
I,
yeah. He put me in a trance, and he had me sort of levitated off the bed for a brief period, and it worked out.
Dave had psychic surgery on his knee. Did you know that?
I did not know that. No.
It's true. He had
it,
psychic surgery on his knee after when he was working at SeaWorld,
Ah, okay.
and
yeah.
then he got
Wow.
his job back after his knee was healed.
Here in
Wow.
San Diego, down in National City or Chula Vista or something. Yeah.
You should go
My
get that again, Dave.
my mom. Yeah, we should go visit that. Get a checkup. I should do a checkup after
You should
40
get
years.
you
How's it?
you could come back in for your 40-year checkup.
Yeah, 40. How's that knee doing? I haven't had any problems, so I'm either really lucky or
Maybe
or worse.
maybe like Reiki works remote, so maybe you could have this psychic knee surgeon. Dom, do you have anything that aches or cracks or pops on your body right now that she can
Yeah,
fix remotely?
I've got a really bad shoulder. I think I've got tendonitis in my rotator cuff, actually, on my shoulder. I've injured it so many times over the years. It's kind of sore. Yeah.
Okay, so Dave, have her remotely Reiki fix that.
Okay. Yeah,
Awesome.
we'll set you up, Dom.
I just bought an ice pod too, actually, and I've been doing a bit of cold therapy, which is kind of interesting.
Like in a ice cube bathtub.
Yeah, so it's like a little round thing you put out the back,
Yeah.
and fill it with
Cold
water,
plunge.
and
Cold
Oh,
plunge.
cold plunging. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a good nervous system reset thing. It's kind of cool. But I think I was in there too long last night because I got hypothermia,
oh my
and I
gosh.
think it kind of well, the early stages of, but yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Well, Dom, we will see you in a couple weeks, or I'll see you. I don't know if Joe's making it out. Joe, are you going to make it out? Is this convincing enough to book a ticket? Because you weren't planning to go to One Love. All of this is just me trying to get Joe to come out to One Love.
I knew there was I knew there was an angle to this.
I wasn't trying to get Dom more ticket sales. I was just trying to get Joe to come out to One Love. I did just see
Hey,
that Dub sponsored it. So Dub is sending products. I don't know if Dub's going because Dub doesn't really ride on asphalt much, but I did see that Iggy is going to be sponsoring it. So you might get some new Iggy pegs if you come out.
that's wonderful. I am so happy right now because I like you can tell that I'm in my riding spot.
Yeah.
And for 2 years I was running 60 pounds of pressure, and just about an hour ago when I started my session, I added it like 100 pounds, and all my tricks now they're so much less challenging, and I'm just loving it because for 2 years I was giving myself, like training, like make it
Why
harder.
60? That's like me. That's like an old school guy that's
Well,
going to
I
be
did it for
doing
two
hockey, but
reasons.
60.
I did it for two reasons. First reason was when I was training for the no-handed jump, I wanted there to not be so much spring, like recoil. Um,
Yeah.
but then I was like, well, maybe I should do it on both tires. And then I was like, well, I'm going to be riding wood and 20 by 40. And I was like, maybe it'll just be good training. And E-Frame had given me some tip, and Marty had given me some tip. And I was like, oh, I'm totally going to do it. So then I like drank the Kool-Aid, went down the rabbit hole, and I forgot how hard I was making it on myself until today. And I feel like a new man. I'm born again.
Wow. So you're putting 100 now. You're 100 psi.
Yeah, on the
Got it.
front, but on the rear, I'm still doing 60 because I want to, like, I just wrote my new training plan for 2025, and I'm going to periodically go for the no hand jump, but I'm not going to spend 18 months
Got it. It's just going
doing
to be
only that.
within your routines. Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so that's
It's
the
a very
update
cool
from
spot
here.
you got there, Joe.
You like that?
Yeah, man, that's pretty epic, isn't it?
It's all. What is it? Is it plywood? You're riding on plywood, or you're riding on
It's OSB,
OSB?
yeah.
It's
And this garage is 20 by 40, and it's built on a hill, and so in the middle it goes down 2 feet. And so I found a stage guy on Thumbtack, and he built it. And so
Really?
it rides great. You can feel the seams. Like, actually, I was feeling the seams more at 60 psi, but I was like, I have to ride a somewhat less than totally perfect surface, so that when I go to events and contests, I'm not like, oh, this is all bad, because like I've been riding super perfect um spots for so long that you know how like Michael Jackson used to sleep in oxygen,
Yeah.
and like he couldn't survive in the regular world. Well, that was me. And so now this floor keeps me from becoming too
You have
much
a
of a
seam. You have the seam that
prima
you have to
donna.
roll over. Yeah, heavens forbid you have a seam you have to roll over.
Yeah, like
Man, the life of Joe Sisman.
that that's what's that like that's what happens when you dial your life very intentionally for a long time. At some point you're like, maybe you should just back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's
All
Ray who makes fun of me and keeps me in check.
all right.
All right,
Well,
So
let's
is
Dom,
wrap this
thank
up.
you.
Is Gary Pollock in your area, Joe?
Gary, they're about 8 hours. Well, no, actually, I'm about 8 hours from York, and then Gary is in New Jersey. When we
Okay.
went to see Dave, we stopped by Gary's in New Jersey on the way back to King of Prussia.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
Gary came into the book actually. There's a couple of Chris Dorchi and Gary were two new people that came into one of the existing chapters in the book. It's kind of cool to get them in, and
And you've
some new
you've
some new
you've
content.
invited all these people via email, right? Do you have
Yeah,
everybody's email?
yeah. I've got everyone on email. The only issue with email, obviously, is you need people to open it, right,
Yeah, it's kind of
and
old
read it.
school, man.
So
And you're
yeah,
posting a lot, right, Dom? You're posting stuff. I've seen some
yeah.
of it.
To be honest, I had a bit of a busy week last week. I was down in California receiving all the books and the products. So the reason
Yeah,
Joe received that package is because I was down the last week shipping them all.
yeah.
And there were, it's kind of some long days, so I didn't get a chance to do a lot, but I will be. I've got actually. Oz just made a brief video, so we'll be putting a video from Oz up, and I'll be pushing some stuff next week. And appreciate you guys doing the same. Get just the fight for attention, and just get people to. I think there's a hell of a lot of people want to come. I think it's just a case of leading people to the keyboard and saying, "All right, you got to do it."
Yeah, you need the
So
one click, like basically go right here, click here, and then, register. People
exactly,
people want the
yeah.
simplicity of it all.
Yeah, and usually I'd make it super simple, but when we sort of take a step up into a really really nice venue and working with a legitimate partner, they have some requirements too, for their terms and conditions and their liability. So with the venue comes a little bit of extra work and a bit of extra cost. So that's why I'm trying to cover as
Really?
easily as I can. Yeah,
So
And I and I
you basically have butlers, and you have to accept behavioral terms and all that
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I won't
that's
actually
high
even be in the venue.
class.
I'm going to be in a helicopter for the whole weekend, basically
well,
orbiting the venue.
now,
And
Dom, is it factor freestyle? It's just to clarify for people that are watching, is it factor freestyle that when you do register and they ask you that question, what airport you're flying in on, and then what's your rented car, and then they want to make sure if you're renting an electric car or not. Is that part of the requirements because of the
in this
sponsorship?
in this case, it's not. Although
Okay, good.
the people
In
at
this
Rivian, though,
case,
to be
it's
fair,
not.
the
Good,
guys
good.
at Rivian have they said that if anyone wants to test drive a Rivian, they'll run free test drives through the weekend. So if anyone is
Really?
interested,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
they know
You
what they're
can
getting themselves into?
yeah,
you can test drive an electric car for free
you
at
sure
the
can.
event.
In the actual venue, no, you can't really. But
In
they
are
have
you gonna let
allowed me.
Brian Blyther do it?
Yeah, exactly. Ron and
Yeah.
Brian in an electric car. It's
Hey,
just
wait a
Oh
second.
my
Why?
goodness.
All right, have Brian go there, and then you can take a test drive. But Brian Blyther will take you on a test drive of the Rivian.
A hot lap in Laguna Beach.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And
You know what?
whoever cries least wins.
right.
It's got some potential for sure. Yeah.
That's it.
They are letting me put bikes on top of the Rivians in the actual venue, so we'll be able to kind of
Really?
make those. Yeah, yeah. This is what I mean. They're cool people. They're very they understand, that we're all about the culture and doing cool things. So they want to be a part of enabling that. So yeah, not to big Rivian up too much more, but thankful to them because they've given us this cool venue to use. So
Cool.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, I got to get back to my session. Thank you,
Yeah,
Dom, for
Dom.
explaining this.
thank
Yeah,
you, gentlemen,
we're
for giving
crystal
me some
clear
love.
now, and we'll try to get some more people for you. Just 100
Appreciate
more.
it.
If you're watching
Yeah.
this, share it with your friend. Go to the website. Give the website one more time so everyone has it.
w2wfreestylehistory.com, and you can't miss it. The homepage is the event page, and yeah, if you come along, it's going to be pretty unique and pretty cool.
Awesome. All right, guys. Enjoy your
Thanks,
Saturday.
fellas. Thank you.
See
You
you
too.
soon.
All right, see you, boys.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.